So, hi. Well, I try to do my best to make it as clear as possible for you. I'm pretty sure we can just start by putting things in like three main levers. So the main things to do if you want to be able to control the hands correctly, which is your problems actually compared to what you tell me, is put in place the correct posture as first. Try to get the right angle and be confident about the low part level and the top part level, knowing that the fact that the arms and the shoulders actually making just one part. So if I want to get the correct posture, I just start by being sure that I'm sitting as tall as I can. So I'm going to start straight. I'm going to grip my club. So talking about my left hand, we can check that my left hand is actually quite strong compared to the right one. My goal is actually to get that angle here in a manner that my vertical motion into my back right hand will just get my whole shoulders and arms turned into the way back. It's actually keeping the club face quite in line and into the string path. It's going to be moved up by the inclination of my spine. So let's start by that posture. So I'm going to start pretty straight, arms in front of myself. So my arms actually against my back. I just drop my arms so my hands actually belt level, shaft is in line. So I'm going to bend down a little bit. I'm not bending that much, so the angle is between like 10 or 15 degrees, no more than that. I want to keep as much distance, as much radius that I can into the backswing. So I'm going to get myself set. Then I just keep my left leg straight and I'm going to snap down my right knee. It's going to put myself in a position where my spine is actually slightly tilted that way. So my weight is actually taking part inside of that base of the hips. Like 65% is actually there. My right, lowering my shoulders and my hips, staying in line with my spine and keeping that right position. From this point, let's consider first the fact that your legs and feet will actually make the whole chest, which is actually kind of sack of cement, moving into the way back. I don't want my shoulders to walk against my hips. I want everything to snap down and laterally until I get my weight transferred from this socket hips to the other one. In order to make that move, we can see that actually I'm not and I'm never going to try to turn my shoulders, because if I'm sitting like this, if I turn my shoulders, it's going to move myself away. So I want to drop that shoulders down. It's actually kind of a lateral motion until I'm sure that I'm going to get myself in that over this radius. So if I'm making the same move from the front, you're going to start like this. So you can still see that T creep by my shoulders and spine. We can check that my shoulders and hips are actually in the same position compared to my chest. That's going to be the low part motion. During that time, knowing the fact that my feet actually tilting in a manner where my left heel is going clearly off the ground while my right leg's getting straight. That's going to be the first place position. If I'm not using my hands during that time, the club will actually travel this way. But I'm not. I definitely want to use my hands in the first part of the motion in a manner where all the bones actually tilting laterally. I don't fucking care about what happened to the left one. It's going to be in action with the right hand, so my wrist actually tilting back that way. I'm never raising my thumb, so it's kind of opening this way. My goal is actually to put every muscle and articulation in a motion where I will not have to control the comeback. The point is, and I think that's the reason why you have some trouble with your hands action, is the fact that if you're trying to roll or place your hands and then activating the muscles, you're going to get kind of over the top motion, you're going to close the club face, and you're going to put yourself in trouble. The thing is, as soon as my hands actually place the club and lift it, because I'm going to be in this kind of position because of the tilt, my hands move the club laterally, so the angle of 3, the club is actually in line with my shoulders, and it put myself inside of this first position. We can check that the shaft is actually completely in line with my shoulders, my right leg's going back in extension, and the angle into my wrist are set. So from this position, the last motion will be actually to just, now I'm going to drop and turn my left shoulders down into the plane, so the club is set over there. It's not clear in the video, but we can imagine that we can see that the club face is quite close compared to natural swing, and everything is in line. So my shoulder is actually pointing to the ball, my whole body weight is into my right side, so the whole motion if you come back will be created by the inversion of your heel. That's all. So if we compare the whole body into a complete muscular chain, our goal is actually to not trying to modify or use a different part of the body instead of just the first one taking part in the chain, which is your heel. So from the top of the motion, I'm setting myself, dropping my spine, grabbing my club, tilting laterally, so I'm not trying to turn, which actually get my spine in a different angle, and it moving my head away. I'm tilting laterally. From this point, I'm going to drop and turn my shoulders, so my shoulders just keep turning, and it set my club to the top. My head, my shoulders, my left knees, everything is still in line from there. So from here, I'm never trying to activate in the top of my body, or neither my hands, which a lot of different guys saying that they got the great idea about the mastering actually trying to make. They said, yeah, roll from the top. If I'm throwing from the top personally, I'm going to just overdrive my own body. What I want is actually creating that motion into my forearms and put them in a motion where they actually free rolling at the time I'm reversing my feet. We can see that my spine going from this position, I'm not using my arms over there, I'm just going to snap the left one down, extending my left legs, kicking the other one, and we can see that the spine is going this way. Now if you take a look at my hands, assuming the fact that I'm making the same motion, they're going to be there, I'm here at the top. Now from there, if I'm not moving my arms, look at my hands. It didn't move like this. And the muscle will just react to the speed of the spine tilting. And the club will be released by itself instead of you trying to overplay it over yourself. The release takes place here somewhere because you're going to keep that. You're not holding it. When I'm saying keeping it, it's just let your hands react to the motion of your feet. So the muscles just come back to their basic first position. They're gonna get that one. I get my drop shoulders down, my hands is over here, snapping my feet, picked up the right heel, hit the ball in the side, my hands come back straight. And then because my hands are actually freewheeling around my wrist, it's just gonna go through and under, and the finish will appear. So that's how I try to present the mastering. It's definitely the easiest way to visualize the motion. So let's put one back fast through the different things I said. First things will be definitely to visualize that lateral tilt until you got the right position into the right hip socket. Then going to be the tilting down of your shoulders until it's actually over the ball. Your arms and hands are actually transported by that last piece of rotation. From there, I'm not trying to use the top part of my body. So imagine that the low part is the train. The top of your body is actually the passenger. So the passenger is actually sitting quietly in the train, and it's going to be transported by the legs. Of course, my arms doesn't stay like this because I'm just leave them released. So I don't try to hold it like natural classical swing. I'm just leave them. I don't think about them, and they just release in the correct way, only because the fact that my hands, instead of being put in the position where I have to control it back, the muscles are actually stretched like a right shot with tennis racket. So if you're playing tennis, you're not going to open it like this or squash or anything. Or if you just snap someone in the face, you're not rolling your hands, you just set it over your head, that's connecting all the muscles, then boom, you're going to smack it. And it's the same in the golf swing for us. So you're going to create that muscular tension, and then you just let it go until the impact. The speed of the action of your clubs will just acting on your right wrist will completely release as fast as possible after the impact. And then the chest will just make his turn. So no try of activating my muscles. Set them to the right doors. Open it. So my shoulders actually turn like 45 degrees, no more than that. I don't need to put extra stress in my spine. It's lateral. Down. Leave it back. Step in. The low part of my spine is moving to the right. We can see that my right shoulder is actually under, which delivers the maximum power. And my right forearms and muscles in the shoulders just react to that speed. Come back to the square position, the impact appear on my side. Boom. Job's done. Well, I hope it can help. If you get any kind of trouble or struggle with the grip, don't forget that the left hands have to be quite strong. So if 12 o'clock will be in the center of my grip, I definitely need something where I will be at like 1 o'clock at least. Maybe the look of your hands will look differently because you told me. But take a look at this, 1 o'clock inside. The heel pad is actually on the grip, so I don't want to see any kind of inside line of the grip, so it's going to be more in the finger. Index catch it just over the little one, close roll it over, so my hands is definitely on it. The club can actually sit on the heel pad to take place in line with my forehands and bones. It's going to be ensure me that's going to be a one swing plane, which is what I'm trying to do in order to create as much speed as possible. I'll leave you on this one. I hope the videos work. Try to just write me any question you're gonna get, or send me some swing if you think it can help. But well, try it out, my friends, and hope it helps. Have fun.